What's going on, my people? Damn, it's dark. It's dark and hell, it's hot. How we doing this evening? Evening. I'm out here working night. The day was a little slow, so I just kind of taking advantage of the night. This is my last run I'm gonna be doing. But this is a question that I posed mainly towards the black community. My main concern as far as voting is how my people feel, you know, as far as improving our community and improving our position in America in general. And I always say ultimately the way that a person improves their community is by improving yourself and raising your kids right. That's where it starts before anything, right? But we got so many black folks. I'm not even talking about the whites and all. That's not my concern, man. What white folks do with politics is not my issue. It's really not my concern at all. Like, my main concern is my people, and then we make ourselves right, and then, you know, we'll worry about everybody. Basically, it's like this: if your house is on fire, you have to worry about tending to your house first before you try to like save the rest of the neighborhood. Is what I'm saying. But like, so many black folks are just so gleeful, like, yay, Biden is in. But it's not even really like, they're not even like screaming about Biden being in. It's more of them screaming that Trump is out. That's what they're happy and they're gleeful for. And I made a status earlier. I was saying being happy that Biden is in because Trump is out is like being happy that cancer is in because AIDS is out. They're both disgusting, like, sick choices. If that's the only reason that you're happy. If you're not looking at policies and ideology, I'm not talking about personalities and attitude, but if your only reason for being happy of this situation is because Trump is out only, that's a pretty vapid reason, man. Don't you want something more than just feeling good about something? Don't you want actual tangibles and things put on paper and people that you actually trust, that you have not trust, but people that you have good reason to trust that they're going to follow through and deliver on what it is that they said they're going to do for you? And I asked the question, what has Joe Biden and Kamala Harris have done in their combined almost like 80 years of tenure in politics that makes a black person trust that they're going to do something that is beneficial for the entire black community? Now, I posted this question on my timeline, and I said, tell me what they can do, what they're gonna do to improve things for the black community. You know, tell me what makes you trust them, not what they're gonna do. I'm not even saying what they're gonna do. I don't even know what the fuck they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying whatever they say that they're gonna do, what makes you trust them? That's the question that I asked. And then I put a footnote, or I put I put a disclaimer saying that any answer that makes any reference to Trump is getting deleted, because I didn't ask you how you felt about Trump leaving the office. I asked you, what is it about these two particular candidates that makes you believe that they're going to deliver on any of their promises, to positive promises and ideas towards the black community? What makes you believe that? Nobody can answer it. Of course, somebody said they passed laws and legislation that got a lot of the dead weight locked up. You know what I'm saying? And the most people that were harmed by the '94 crime bill and by Kamala Harris's shenanigans during her tenure in California, most people that was hurt by that was the black community. I just found something out. There was like a law she was pushing for. I don't know that she was pushing for, that she wanted parents to actually get locked up if their kids skip school for truancy. And it was said that the people that would be affected by it the most were black and brown people. But that's something that she wanted to push. You know what I'm saying? It's the so-called strong black mother is pushing something that's harming black mothers. Ironic, right? But my question is, what did those two individuals do for black people to trust them so much? Just being happy that Trump is out of office, that has nothing, like Trump being out of office has nothing to do with you trusting these two individuals on delivering on their promises. Now, if you say, I'm relieved that Trump is out of office, okay, that's cool. But that still has nothing to do with them being out of office. That still has nothing to do with the promises that they're going to do, that they supposedly are going to deliver for the black community. What does a black person being relieved that Trump is gone have anything to do with you trusting the two new candidates in office? I'm waiting. What does, because you know, I'll tell you something. Like the overall vibe of the U.S. in general, you know, since this election was called, it's a lot more calm. It seems like it's a lot less anger, because the biggest mouths, the biggest people, like so many people wanted Trump gone. The media is run by the left. Internet and social media, things of that nature, is run by the left. If you put any opposing views or share anything that's like somewhat rightist, that doesn't agree with the overall sentiment or status quo or mentality of the left, it always gets fact checked and always get pulled. Shit from the right, when you post things about shit from the right that is in opposition to things of the left, it always gets fact checked. But when you post anything, you know what I mean, that supports the left, regardless of how egregious or how insane it is, never gets pulled. And that's because leftists run media, period. But I'm waiting for people to tell me what these two politicians have done. And I'm mainly talking to black people. I'm talking to black folks. Black folks is my concern. What has Kamala Harris and Joe Biden done to make you trust that they're going to deliver and help the black community? What have they done to make you trust that? I mean, I'm keeping asking this over and over because I don't know. It's like, oh, you could say, oh, Kamala, she went to an HBCU. What the fuck? So her going to an all-black school makes you trust that she's going to deliver on black issues? Potentially. I could say, okay, potentially. You could spin it and say because she went to a black college, she has more of a black experience than like a quote-unquote white politician. I'll somewhat give you that. The funny thing is, I still posted my status like 3 or 4 hours ago, and people only just said some bullshit. I'm going to say what they said in a second. But people only said bullshit. Nobody still gave a tangible answer. And me mentioning Kamala Harris going to HBCU, which would make her more sensitive to black issues because she, you know, went to a university that was predominantly black. I'm the one that came up with that. I'm the one that came up with that reason. That came from me, so that don't count. Y'all didn't come up with it first. And it's still relatively small. Just because you go to a specific college, man, is that enough to be fully trusted on you delivering on your fucking promises? It somewhat helps, but it's small and it's minuscule. Now, this one cat on my timeline, he was saying, the first thing he said was like dead weight got taken away. Well, I already touched on that. And I said that's bullshit because a lot of black people got railroaded because of the 3-strike law. Your 3rd strike is a misdemeanor and you get life in prison because your 3rd strike was like, you was like stealing some lotion or some frivolous shit. It's a lot of motherfuckers with life sentences because of frivolous things they done. Yes, they shouldn't have been committing certain crimes, but regardless of if they committed the crimes or not, you still have to give them a fair and just sentence, man. It's something that's not cruel and unreasonable and unfair, man. So that's one. Let's get that out of there. The second thing he said was he opened up or he gave more rights to black people in the LGBTQ. And he did, you know, as far as gay marriage, things of that nature, that these are things that happened under Biden and or Obama's regime. But the problem with that is the black LGBTQ does not represent the entire black community. Not every black person is gay. But every gay black person is black though. So you can't use that as an example. Those things that they pass that benefits the black community, the LGBTQ black community, only benefits the LGBTQ black community. What about the rest of the black community that isn't LGBTQ? So you can't use that example. And I'm tired of like we want something like exclusively just for black people. Anything that's under the umbrella of black people, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, you're old, you're young, you're male, you're female, like fuck fragmenting it off, just women here and young people here and old people. No, I'm talking about something that encompasses the entire black community. So that answer, you got to get rid of that one. That one's fucking a crock of shit too. And I'm tired of people trying to intermingle and intertwine black issues with gay issues. It's not the same thing. Yes, they say people are potentially born gay, but you can conceal the fact that you're gay. People look at you and know you're black unless you get extensive, ridiculous ass face-off type surgery. And ultimately, being gay is not only what people say you are, but you have to actually practice it and actually sleep with somebody of the same sex, and then you have to make it be known that this is what you're doing. You got to do a lot of shit to show that you're a gay person. As a black person, you just got to be. So you can't compare those two things, man. So I'm saying, what is it that these two individuals have done to make us trust them? Now, if you want to start thinking logically, the fact remains is, the idea is that the reason why Kamala Harris and Biden are in office is because of the black vote, because of the black influence, man. We cities like Detroit, cities like Atlanta are the reasons why they're there, And I think Kamala and Biden is some grimy motherfuckers, but ultimately they are indebted to the black community. So black folks need to take advantage of that shit and constantly remind them whenever these motherfuckers don't hold true to whatever it is that they say they're going to do for the black community. We have to keep reminding them and holding the fire to the flames to their feet, letting them know that we are the reason, or the black people that went out and voted, because I didn't vote. I'm just giving my opinion. I'm just keeping it real. But the black folks that went out, and really, really pushed for Biden and Kamala to be in office are the reasons why they're in office. So the fact that they're black folks are the reason why the two are, the president and the vice president-elect, are in office, you can use that to your advantage. Just count on some mafia shit. Now you owe me some. Now you owe me one. You constantly have to remind them. You constantly have to remind it. You constantly have to remind it. You have to be on their ass. Just the same way that black folks use social media to ultimately get Trump out of office, because a lot of it is propaganda. A lot of it is just spreading a narrative. I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's false. And propaganda is not always a negative thing. It's just spreading information in general. But a lot of information was spread against was spread to the detriment of Trump, which helped get him out of office. So y'all have to use those same tactics and techniques to make these individuals that are in office right now be trustworthy. Because they're not trustworthy. There's nothing that they did there's nothing that they did themselves that any sane, rational black human being can say makes them trusting. There's nothing. But they do owe y'all. They do owe the black folks that put them in office. And y'all should never forget that shit. They owe. So all these tactics that y'all use to get Trump out of office, y'all got to use the same tactics, use the same energy, and use the same influence to make these motherfuckers bow and do whatever it is to benefit the black community, man. Because we've been fucked up for a long time. And now we're actually finally starting to show power with our voices, at least I think, in regards to the individuals that they got in there. Some people say voter fraud, some people say shading, blah, blah, blah. Whether some cheating was used to get them in office, even better. Because if you cheated to get these two in office, you have the power and influence to get shit done by what did Malcolm X say? By any means necessary. So any means necessary got these motherfuckers in. Whether it was strong support, voter fraud, propaganda, whatever. You got those motherfuckers in office. Use those same techniques to make these motherfuckers do what it is that you want them to do to benefit the black community. They did nothing for us to believe them. They did nothing for us to believe that they're going to deliver on anything that they said. The main reason why they got in the office is because a whole bunch of people don't fuck with Trump. Had nothing to do with their character, had nothing to do with their policies. They just wanted this dude out of there. He's out of there now. Now they got to deliver. The mission isn't over. This isn't the end. This isn't where it stops. He's out. We straight now. It's just like you trying to get a job, right? But you need your commercial, like you're trying to get a trucker's job, but you need your commercial driver's license in order to get said job, right? Once you get your commercial driver's license, you still got to go to the job and you still got to work and you still got to drive that truck. Kamala and Joe Biden metaphorically have got that commercial license. They are in position to drive this motherfucker. They are in the truck. They got the license. They in the truck. They still got to drive this bitch. They don't get the license and then they good. Like, oh, we straight now. We don't got to do nothing else no more. No. There's more work to be done. There's more to be done. I'm just hoping, man, listen, man. I'm not really too confident in my people, but I'm trying to be an optimist as much as I can. And it's just definitely a sigh of relief, but people are really, really, really acting like shit is over and they won some type of special trophy and all things are going to be good now. Like, we don't have to do anything anymore. You know what I mean? It's like, if you dating a chick and she doing all this freaky stuff to you or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then the freaky stuff makes her marry you. You want her to continue to do the freaky stuff, if not more. She don't have to stop once you married, once an agreement is made under law. Becoming the president, that's an agreement under law. Now there's things that they have to do. And they some shady motherfuckers. And, allegedly shady tactics was used to get these motherfuckers in the positions that they're in. So we have to continue to use shady tactics to get them to do things to benefit the black community. None of y'all answer my question, yo. None of y'all want to challenge it. Y'all can't challenge this question because they haven't done anything, man. And now that we've established that we can't answer this question, the same energy y'all used to get Trump out, use that same energy to make these motherfuckers deliver on everything that they say that they're going to do for the black community. Which I'm still trying to figure out what they're going to do for us. Like, niggas is just happy that Trump is gone. Niggas ain't even worrying about what they're going to do. Just get him out of here, Well, sometimes you get rid of AIDS and then you get cancer. You get terminal cancer. And motherfuckers die. I think terminal cancer has killed more people than AIDS. That's my time. I'll holler at y'all. Hashtag everybody need more green. Deuces.